Did a delay in a C-section or failure to perform a C-section lead to an injury in your baby? Want to know what I'm talking about here? Stay with me as I share with you this very important information. Hello, I'm Marcus Boston, and I am a childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorney practicing law in the state of Maryland. And I would like to quickly talk with you today about how a delay in a C-section or a failure to perform a C-section in some instances can lead to a birth injury in a child. Now, before this video, I just shot another video that dealt with how do I know if my baby may have suffered an injury at birth. And in that video, I talked about some really important concepts such as meconium, the baby's stool, the electronic fetal heart monitor, tachycardia, bradycardia, minimal variability. I talked about some of these issues and how they can let a parent know in certain instances that there may have been fetal distress and that the baby may have no longer been tolerating a vaginal delivery. But for the purpose of today's video, I would like to talk about why it is very important that doctors move on an emergency C-section as soon as possible when they determine that a baby is in fetal distress. Now, fetal distress is really serious for a baby, and the birthing process, just in and of itself, there's a lot of stress that's not only on mom, but is on baby too. And what can happen is during this process, mother is hooked up to what we call the electronic fetal heart monitor. And that monitor is letting the doctors and the nurses know essentially the well-being of the baby. It's letting them know what the baby's heart rate is. For example, in a normal range, the baby's heart rate will be between 120 to 160 beats per minute. And this fetal heart monitor is going out, it's going throughout the process, and it's letting the parents know how well the baby is tolerating that delivery. Where problems can occur is when the baby is in distress and certain intrauterine resuscitation measures are no longer working and the baby needs help. That's why it is very important for doctors to timely diagnose fetal distress and treat it appropriately. If it is not treated appropriately, especially if we have perfusion problems, in other words, a lack of blood and oxygen or a reduced level of blood and oxygen getting to the baby, then what you can have is an injury at birth, namely a birth injury. So doctors, when they see this fetal distress and other things are not working, it's important for them to move to that emergency C-section because the baby is no longer tolerating that vaginal delivery and help get that baby out of there. So why have I taken the time today to talk with you about this really important information? Because more than likely, if you are watching this video today, you have questions. Maybe your baby has suffered an injury at birth and now you are wondering, you are remembering back to your vaginal delivery. You know that you were in labor for a long time or things just didn't feel right and you had questions and you're now thinking and you're wondering, well, should the doctors have moved to that emergency C-section or should the doctors have talked to me about doing the C-section? If you have these types of questions, this is what I invite you to do. Go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call. I answer questions like yours regarding birth injury issues all the time. I have two numbers in which you can contact me. You can reach me toll-free at 1-833-4BABY-HELP, or you can call me locally at 301-850-4832. If you prefer to send me an email to medicalinjury@bostonlawllc.com. If you want to visit my website at bostonlawllc.com, you can go there. And while you're there, make sure before you leave, you pick up a free copy of our Maryland birth injury book. It'll help you out, help you get an idea or an understanding of this process. If you're in Maryland, this is something that you would want to do. Well, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I am Marcus Boston, and I am one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys here at Boston Law Group, LLC. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.